Here is Bowe Bergdahl, a soldier who left this place and was captured by the Taliban and held for 5 years. If I say hi, I'm sure that sounds like drop the dead donkey or something.
You can say I'm Shaun.
I'm Shaun Smith. I'm a staff photographer and video maker for the Guardian newspaper. I went to Iraq for the first time in 2003 in January. So Saddam Hussein was still in power. There was an enormous feeling of foreboding and doom. And then it started, so the first night of the bombing, all the way to the pulling down of the statue of Saddam. People say the situation was dangerous. Yes, it was, but you had a choice to be there, and I wanted to be there. It's far worse for the people living there whose whole lives have been turned upside down. I guess one of the things I would like to do with pictures is to get away the separation of the narrative between the political rhetoric and the military consequences of that. It's completely connected. Those words someone says in Parliament, end up with someone shot 1,000 miles away. This photo was taken in Anbar in a thing called Operation Steel Curtain, and these were prisoners. The Marine leading them, you can see on the wrist these are zip ties, and then the blindfolds. We're supposed to disorientate them. I think they were probably just, you got to hold on one to the other. There was nowhere for anyone to run away to. This way and this way was sand. You can see a bit of this very small encampment. I didn't know exactly what would happen to the prisoners. It was an ongoing process, and the war had a long way to go. People get lost in the system. It was almost like someone had dropped this painting in front of me from the medieval picture of the blind leading the blind. This photo was taken in 2006 near the home village of Saddam Hussein and was seen as an area financing the insurgency. This was part of a series of raids by the 101st Airborne. The gentleman here being zip-tied and then a sandbag put on his head. This one frame where it's quite difficult getting the helicopter in when it just came buzzing round didn't last that long. I was trying to emphasise the contrast between the helicopter, the technology and everything that goes into that. All the time in Iraq you'd have two sounds, generators and helicopters. Certainly for him, you don't know what's going on. Quite often you would have helicopters tracking them.
Eyes in the sky.
Yeah, with guns. This was taken in 2009 in Afghanistan, and it's of an observation post. So this is a dugout. This is a machine gun. There isn't much else there. There's just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys and myself eating their food. If you were awake and using your binoculars, as that guy is, you should see anyone approaching it. At the back of this, you can't quite see. There's 2 bits of the hole. That's where they were sleeping. So you'd have 3 guys sleeping at a time. It's hot. It's about sort of over 40 centigrade, maybe up to 50. This was actually dug into Afghan graveyard. So there was a question whether they should have been dug in right there, and I know they were all talking about it. The relatives of people lived down there. But here is Bowe Bergdahl, a soldier who left this place and was captured by the Taliban and held for 5 years. This is a week or so before he walked away from the observation post. Why exactly he walked off, there's been a debate about. He was tried for desertion. From what I saw of him, and the others were saying, these people just want to be left alone and do their fields, look after their crops. They don't want us here. It's like Vietnam. I think the main thing was he became a totem for people to argue over the war rather than an individual case where something extraordinary had happened. Bowe's smoking a pipe there. One of the senior officers said, can we get, we can't have this guy smoking a pipe. And it was like everyone that smokes, most of the guys were smoking. What that was about was he had left by then and was captured. I didn't know that at the time. They just wanted a picture with Bowe Bergdahl down. If you're in an army, you sign up and you do what the government instructs you to do, and it's not really for you to decide whether the government's right or wrong in doing it. But as someone who isn't a soldier, then perhaps we should complain a bit more about it.